You're catching us on the replay. Thank you. You guys just stick around. It'll get exciting in a little bit. I'm going to change the thumbnail. I don't think I like it. See if we can find something else to change it to. Well, hello and welcome to the live stream. Thank you for the thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell us what's going on in your world. Okay. We hope everything's going great today for you wonderful people out there. Lord have mercy. It's a beautiful day in my part of the country. I hope it's a great day in your neighborhood, partner. Busy. Yeah, I've been pretty busy. We always got stuff going on in our world. Do that. I'm sitting here, not being too busy. Good. Thank you all for being here. The naked girls are coming around just any minute now. So if you're looking for naked women, they'll be here in about 10 minutes. Baseball boys, you like the Cubs, do you? Well, I gotta admit, not big in the Cubs. My wife is getting ready to go watch the Cubs, believe it or not, in June. She's going to be in Chicago for a few days on vacation. And one of the things that they're going to go do is watch a Cubs game. I do enjoy baseball. Played high school or whatever you call it, that type of baseball. We do go to the Arkansas Naturals baseball games here. So you like the Little League, so you're part of the Cubs of the Little League team? I was on a team called the Pirates. So my team was the Pirates when I was your age. So yeah, but I played Little League or whatever you want to call that. I don't remember exactly what it's all called. You just have to wait 10 minutes and see. I need to get some. I need to clean my glasses today. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, if I haven't told you that. I don't understand why that's not working. A lot going on. We're busy. Got to order me some fishing license. I need to key and clean my glasses. Thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing the channel out. I am trying to raise $5 million so I can buy a luxury beach house. I think there's some kind of film. I don't think these are working too well. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, it's a little better. A little better. I need to get my fishing license. I hate mine on online now because it just, I don't know. I don't like the website for, a lot of these government websites and things, they're not very good at being user friendly. They're kind of clumsy or amateurish. Maybe that's a good way to say that. Since they're government websites, it's kind of like, I guess they don't care too much how good of a website it is. Since we're paying them money, you would think they would want to do a good job since we're giving them money. Huh? How's everybody doing today? Oh, huh. I'm trying to get some fishing license purchased, but sorry, Whitney, good to see you. How are you? Can you send my name or say hi? I can say hi to you. I have a rule. I say hi to everybody that comes to my channel. I try to say hi and say, how you doing? How you been? All of those good things. So how are you? And how you been? Whitney, what part of the world are you from? Thank you for the thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Hmm. Hmm. Crap. No, you haven't been sent to my email address. Seems quite difficult just to order fishing license online anymore. I've got so many little things to do. And that's all I can do. How fun, how are you today? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. How are things in your world today? I'm trying to buy a fishing license. Man, we got so many things going on. Oh, who's being racist? Who's being racist, my friend? Now they're asking for a donation. I'm already paying them by the license. I don't want to donate any money. I'm already paying with a license. Tim is in the house. Good evening, Tim. How are you, my friend? What? I don't understand. So they dropped the price of fishing license? This boy's name is Blue. Oh, Bo. Hello, everybody, Tim says. I got a, I'm trying to buy my state fishing license, and they're usually 1650. I don't know if I've done something wrong, but I don't want to buy the wrong one. Tim, how's the air quality today? Well, I guess it is 1050. 10.50. I always thought it was $20 or 16.50. I don't know where I got that at, but whatever. Air quality sucky, sucky, sucky. Oh, there it is. We had a warm day here, Tim, but air quality was pretty good. Oh, well, how fun. Just don't let people get under your skin. You know what I mean? And it shows the mentality of people when they try to pull the race card, right? Oh, Tim, what's going on, man? What's going on? Yeah, no, you know, racist people are like bullies. Um, all they want is an audience. Don't give them an audience. I know that's harder said than done, but it's just kind of how I feel. Don't give them an audience. Tim, is there anything that we can help you with? What? Oh, I don't really know. No. Well, let me see. Let me read the chat. Got to have some testing on the heart. Uh-oh. That's never good. Alphonse is feeling sick. Winston is in the house. Watch the race card. Sorry, just got here. Well, thank you for the thumbs up. Not really a race car. We were just talking about I got to fix the problems below. How racists and bullies are the same type of people. So, Tim, are you going back to Manila? You know what? I don't want to donate any money. You're going to make me donate money? I'm trying to buy a fishing license, and I think it's trying to make me donate money. If they want me, if they're going to force me to donate money, why don't they just charge more for the damn license? I don't understand. I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google this a little bit. What Game and Fish is trying to do because I don't understand what they're trying to do. All right, let me get caught up on the chat. This boy named Bo. Hello, everybody. Air quality, sucky, sucky, heart issues. Okay. Thank you. Oh, anytime. Just done locally? Okay, are they gonna do like an echocardiogram, an EKG? What are you doing there? 28 says 67 grandpa, please. Are you wanting 67 grandpas? I'm not quite understanding, but usually most people only want one or two grandpas. But hey, yeah, they should donate to me, right? Did I miss anybody in the house? Let me go back through and make sure I didn't miss anybody. If I miss you, Forrest, oh, there's Forrest. Forrest, can I jaunt my hat slightly? Which way, left or right? Front or back? So Winston agrees with me. Well, hopefully it's nothing major. And, you know, hopefully it's nothing major, Tim. All right, so you're going to start with the ultrasound, which I've had done. The 2D echocardiogram. Yep, I do that about every 3 years now. EKG every time I go, all of that stuff. So it's good. So is it, do they think you're like, is your heart enlarged? Is it low functioning? Do they think there's a blockage? Or they just don't know yet until that's why they're going to go and try to figure it out. I'm also trying to get the car tag, my truck, Lorelai's car registered, get her things. Uh, Having trouble with that. And it's been a busy couple day or week already. Today's only Tuesday. I feel like it's Friday. Don't know yet. All right. So I got to register the car, my truck or car, whatever, one of the cars. But how you got to do this is you have to assess. I've already paid the taxes. I sent the check in for the taxes, but you have to assess, right? And you can't get the approval from the assessment office. You can't get your car tag until you get the assessment document completed. So I've done that. I've done it electronically. So now I'm sitting here waiting for an email from the assessment office saying, here's your assessment. So then I can pay for my car tag. So I'm working on that, trying to get fishing license for both Lorelai and I. We went to Walmart to get them the other day. When we were at Walmart, we tried to get them at Walmart. We waited 20 minutes. We pushed the button, I don't know, 15 times and nobody ever came. So I don't even know why Walmart has a sporting goods section anymore or why they have a desk. I get why they should sell stuff, but I don't know why they have a desk at Walmart anymore. They should quit selling rifles and ammunition and just get rid of that desk because nobody ever comes to the desk. So I was going to try to do them online, but I've been having trouble with that. Uh, I don't know. I got to get these licenses figured out. I may have to just run over to somewhere else and try to get licensed in person. So working on that. We got the contractors coming back tomorrow to work on the house some more from the flood in the yard, or the flood from the water pipe broken water pipe. Got to take Lily back to the vet in the morning. Lorelai goes to the dentist on Thursday. Man, we've already done a whole bunch of things. I'm exhausted, and it's only Tuesday afternoon. It's only Tuesday afternoon, Tim, and I'm exhausted. I'm wiped out. I feel like I need a vacation. I'm trying to get I got I got the bird feeders out back, right? That has cameras in them, and they're really cool. Henry's in the house. How are you, Henry? Hope you're feeling better today. So the bird feeders in the backyard are really cool. right? They got cameras, see? Um, and I have two of them. You know, these companies sent me two. So two bird feeders of cameras. And I'm working on, instead of having one of the I took one of the cameras out of the bird feeder. I took it out and I'm going to mount it under my patio where my hummingbirds come so that I can watch video record the hummingbirds. Forget the other birds because I already got a camera on them. But now I'm having trouble getting it to pair to the software that I have that both camera operates on. I've been working on that today without any success. Henry's in the house. Kevin's in the house. How are you, Kevin? God bless you too, my friend. Yep, doing better today. Nice, nice. I'm not. I'm tired. My back hurts. I'm feeling my age today. You know, I've been trying to do, well, we got a lot going on around here. And I mean a lot. We were out and about in Branson, Missouri over the weekend, running around, doing a live stream and shopping, spending money we don't have. So did that this weekend. But yeah, got a lot going on. A lot going on. Got some interesting things coming up with the home improvement thing, the project, the flood, the insurance claim. I'm going to do some more videos this week about that. So be on the lookout. I'm going to put out a couple more insurance claim updates this week will be coming out. Well, I'm not really in a good mood, Henry says, but I'm doing good. Well, may I ask why you're not in a good mood? Uh, I guess I'm in an okay mood. I'm just, well, I don't know. You know, it's life can be frustrating. You know what I mean? And right now, I'm finding life a little frustrating. We're in about over 3.5 weeks of the water damage in the house. We're still another 3 to 4 days worth of repairs if they get everything done. They're trying to source a cabinet, you know. So we're that's an understatement. Yes, I hear you. So Camo says, "Do you need help with your disorder?" No, I have all of my disorders under control. I mean, I have doctors, so I'm okay. But thank you for offering. Tim says, "Hello, Henry." Tim's having shitty air quality and health issues too. Nice shirt, loves the colors. Thank you, me too. See, you got to be cool, man. Now, if I was going out in public, I would probably wear today this shirt, this hat, and a blue watch. You see, you got to match, right? You get that right. So if you want to be styling and profiling, you got to match. It never hurts to dress up a little bit, to have respect for what you wear. Wands, right? A lot of crap in the air around here. It's allergy season, you know, allergy season. Yeah, this, this is right, an emergency inhaler. And I try not to use them very much, but today I've overdid it and I feel like I'm struggling a little bit. So, yeah, and you could probably buy this in the Philippines for next to nothing. Here in America, it's probably $20 million. With my insurance, this particular one I get for free. But yeah, Tim, with your air quality being the problem, so I don't disagree with you. We got so many things on, what really sucks. And I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this. But what really sucks is when you got a lot of things, it's like, I got to, now, this is a napkin, but let's pretend this is a piece of paper. I got all kinds of things I need to do on my to-do list. And I got a to-do list right here, but I'm not going to show you what it is. So I got all these things that I would like to do, I need to do, I want to do, but my body says, you suck, and we're not going to make it easy on you for try to do any of those. Donna's in the house. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I got both my hips replaced in Shanghai, paid cash, got about 5K each. Ooh, shit and pucks. That would hurt. I'm lucky enough. I've had knee replacement surgery, ankle reconstruction surgery. I'm not going to do, maybe if I have to do a hip later in life, maybe. But right now, this year, my goal is not to have any more surgeries and or not to have any more procedures. That's kind of my goal this year is not to go visit the doctor. Because every time I go see the doctor comes up with his own list of things he thinks I ought to go do, you know? But 5K, that's probably not bad in America. It costs you way more than that. But with your insurance, once you meet your deductible and your stop loss, most people wouldn't pay that much. So, how did your hip surgery turn out? Zero question. But yeah, Tim, there are some maintenance ones that you really might do better with one of these. A daily inhaler might work well for you. So, Henry, get back to you. What is your number one problem today? And crap. Uber drivers don't have insurance. Are you talking about in Shanghai or are you talking about in America? In America, you can have insurance, you just got to pay for it if you're an Uber driver. I don't believe Uber driver, the company, provides insurance in any way. 30 million. Well, look, most of the people in the world don't have health insurance, right? The majority, I don't know what the numbers would be, maybe 75, 80% probably don't have health insurance, right? In the world. I mean, the world. I don't know that number, but in America, yeah, but it's also a contract labor. So Uber driving, door dashing is contract labor. So you got to pay your own taxes. If you want insurance, you got to pay for it yourself. If you want benefits, you got to do that yourself. Well, it is free in a lot of places, but it comes with limitations, right? So the one thing you got to think about is it really free when it's not very good? Would you rather have to pay a little bit and have better quality health insurance? Or would you rather just want the free stuff that you find in Zimbabwe or the Philippines or the free stuff that you find in a Latin American country? Or would you rather pay something and get something a little nicer? And we've talked a lot about this over the years about health insurance, health quality in America versus other countries. And there's a world of difference. Oh, my family's being stupid, not listening, and lined up to steal a bunch of money out of my account. Not happy about it. Well, I've been there. Henry, don't let them. And you got to put safeguards into place where you don't do that. I know they were probably thinking, hey, Henry's sick, right? We're going to take his money. They did the same thing to me when I was in a coma, or they did the same thing to Lorelei when I was in a coma. They all started divvying up my assets. Forget the fact that I had a wife, I was married, everything belonged to her, but they were already planning for my demise. And they were I had one niece try to borrow $5,000 off of Lorelei while she's sitting at my bed in the hospital while I'm dying in a coma. So 2, 3 days into the coma, they don't know if I'm going to live or die. My wonderful niece comes up and says, hey, can I borrow $5,000? I'll pay you back. Knowing and hoping that if I died, she would never pay Lorelei back. So I've been there, done that. Gabriel's in the house. You look like if a man and a woman had a child. Keep grinding. That's good. That's good. You look like if a man and a woman had a child. That's great because, as far as I know, my mom was a woman and my dad was a man. So, yeah, works for me, my friend. Works for me. Well, I've been cleaning a bunch of stupid stuff since I've been sick. Found a way to do it without me knowing it. Yes, they don't realize who they're. Yes, stand your ground, Henry. David is in the house. Nice morning in the Philippines. Congratulations, David. I'm glad you're having a good morning. It's a beautiful evening in America. It's 73 degrees, nice, breezy, stormy looking. So it's springtime. Everything's in bloom here, driving us crazy with allergies. That's going to be a learning real fast the next few days. Good. Hammer them and hammer them hard. A lot of people don't understand that they got to protect themselves from family. A lot of times you don't got to protect yourself from other people, strangers. Thank you all for the thumbs up. They go strangers because I just saw one running across my yard. Um, you got to protect yourself from family. You do. We got friends that I give this advice to all the time. You don't need to worry about the strangers. You need to worry about family, the interlopers. Yep. David says, I don't really seem to be allergic to much of anything. Yeah, I agree. There's really not much there to be allergic to. I wasn't allergic to anything either, but nothing really pollinates like in America, as you know, David, being from our part of the country. Woo! You get 8 weeks of pollination where we're all dying. So my sister needed an operation. Her public health care told her to wait 3 years. She came to the States and had the surgery done in 3 days. Tried 10. So, right. And that's what I mean about free health insurance. Sure, it's free, but are you going to survive it? Uh, Henry says, yep, family will get you faster than anybody. They will. I've seen it over and over and over with people. I've been the executor of 4 people's estates, not related to me. And I saw it when my grandmother died. How you know, everybody was trying to take everything they could get of hers, even though she lived in the house that my uncle had. She lived with my uncle. My uncle took care of her, right? But when she died, my dad and a few other people wanted to go over there and say, well, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. And I was 18 at the time, and I told them all, I said, no, it's not. It's not yours at all. It's his. It's his. Feels like 92 at 8:30 a.m. That's not bad. I miss the heat. I gotta admit, I like sweating. I mean, Lorelai doesn't like how I smell, but I like the heat. I really do. Bear's asking, how many subreddits do you moderate? I don't know what that means. Can you give me a few more words about what that means? Are you asking how many moderators do I have? Are you asking if I'm a moderator on a lot of channels? I don't know what you're asking. So just change up your wording a little bit and help me out, and I'll give you an answer. So I don't really care about being a moderator on somebody else's channel. If they want me to, fine. But being a moderator really doesn't mean a whole lot, except for, you know, if I know you and trust you and like you, and if you got a YouTube thing you want to drop or share, you can without asking permission. So, but you know, I give courtesy moderators to help me control things, but I'm not real worried about it. Gus Sanders in the house deleted as if I was on drugs. Sure, I'm on drugs. Of course, I'm on drugs. Are you on drugs? Thank you, Sanders. But what's your name again? Lay? Sure, come back and ask more questions. Come on. Yes, I'm on drugs. Of course, I'm on drugs, you moron. Damn, air quality index is 49 now. I don't really. Gus is in the house. How are you, my friend? What's going on in your part of the world? Good to see you, Gus. Jim says hello to you, Gus. Oh God, I was messing with you because moderators have a stereotype of wearing fedoras. Really? I love your fit though. You are super cool. Well, thank you for that. Moderators, I didn't know that. To be honest, I don't know anybody else that wears fedoras, especially as good looking as I am. I also have a bunch of flat caps. I don't really know that. I didn't know that. So does that make moderators well dressed, highly intelligent, or goofy looking? So news to me. Tim says hello, Augusta Tim. News to me too. I don't know very many people that wear hats, to be honest. I know a lot of people wear ball caps, baseball caps, and I'm not into those. I own two. I don't wear them. I have an official Arkansas Razorback one that's packed up, and I have one from the Space Coast, but I don't wear them. Ken says I'm stopping by to say hello, and I'll watch the full video later tonight. He's saying, by the way, that blue fedora and blue tropical shirt you're wearing is some of the most pretty, nicest, handsomest, bestest I've ever seen in my entire life. I dream that I could be like you. Thank you, Ken. We appreciate that. No, because they don't have your good taste. That's right. Nobody has my good taste. They can't pull it off like you do. Thank you for that. Now you're my favorite person in the whole world. Until the next person comes along and gives me a compliment. Then says, hello to you, kid. How are you doing? How are you doing, Tim? So yeah, I like hats. I like hats. Yes, all of that is true. There you go. You're learning. I'm training you well, my friend. I'm training you well. I do like a good fedora, but I really don't have any. I don't have enough. I have about 35 or 40. Yeah. I need to work on a couple of them. I got one or two that I need to work on. So I need some more stingy brim hats. So, but I don't have enough hats. I don't have enough topical shirts. I don't have enough of anything. I don't have enough money to buy a beach house. So thank you all for the thumbs up. But if you really like me, I need $5 million. Just throw that out there, by the way. If you don't like me, then, or if you don't give me $5 million, then I'm going to take it that you don't like me. And that will hurt my feelings. Did you guys see my video today about my heartbreaking news? The devastation that has happened in House Pack? All good, but the air quality index is not good. So, air quality in the Philippines is always rough. How's bad the gas prices now in the Philippines? David, are you still here? He may still be here. He may know. Mark Bill's in the house. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. 10 million will do. I tell you what, if you give me 10 million, I'll give you five back because I'm not greedy. I just need five. Well, Mark, yeah, the new pacemaker is okay, all of that, we're okay. I mean, the doctor says, hey, I want you to go have this done and that done. And I'm like, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm tired this year. Unless something happens, like I fall down and break an arm, I'm trying to avoid the doctor. There's nothing more they can do for my back, I don't believe, or my neck, or my knees, or my breathing, my heart. You get to that point of going, well, all we're doing is chasing the dragon. I feel like medical stuff is chasing the dragon, and dragons don't exist. The dragon is the cure. There is no cure. And they just run us around, Mark. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm trying to lose more weight. We're going on a cruise later this year, and I told Lorelai I need to lose 20 more pounds. She needs to lose 10, and Lily, our dog, needs to lose 2. It's going to be the 2010-2 plan in this household. Henry says, I got a question. Does anybody know how much full coverage is for a 90 Jaguar? I am curious. Well, one, I don't know what's Henry? What's the blue book value of the Jaguar of that Jaguar? Because I do know quite a bit about insurance. I do about car insurance, home insurance. I actually really do. I had a niece, or I have a niece. I don't see her much anymore. Who's an insurance agent, and so I spent a lot of time yakking with her. So the question is the blue book value. If you had that much money, you could get off the road scooter with all-wheel drive. Yeah, buddy. I'd like to have one of those scooters that have the tracks where you could just man go crazy. So Lorelai and I did take the new scooter out Saturday to Branson, Missouri. I understand, unfortunately, medical testing can lead us down a rabbit holes that sometimes are unnecessary. And that's where I'm at. I get tired of chasing the dragon, you know, because there's no cure. Well, they're going to want to send me back to physical therapy. I've been doing physical therapy off and on for 20 freaking years. I'm tired of it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to take any more, you're chasing a dragon. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Well, it, the cost, Henry, the full coverage insurance on the Jaguar is based off of the Blue Book cost. So do you know the make and the model? If you want, I'll look it up real quick. Henry, if you tell me what make and model, it's a 1990, you said, right? So tell me what the Jaguar is, and I'll look it up for you real quick. I'll do it while we're talking. Well, if you can't find the value, there's probably not one. But is it like a Jaguar X7 or 99.125 or something? What is the Jaguar? I like Jags. But yeah, so Mark, you know how it is, right? It's just kind of like sometimes, I don't know. And they wanted me to spend a bunch of money and take a bunch of tests this year and have a whole bunch of more shots in my back and they don't work. And no, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. I don't want to waste the money chasing the dragon. But Mark, how are you doing? What have you been up to lately? Anything exciting for you? We did book a cruise for this year. If anybody wants to go on the cruise, let us know. We are going on a cruise to Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and I can't remember what it's called, but Carnival's private island. So we are going on a cruise. We're also going to make a trip later in the year to hook up with people in Branson, Missouri, believe it or not, or somewhere in and around there. Ooh, a 1990s. Woo, shit. 7 grand for 1990 Jaguar? Ouch. Ouch. I don't know, man. That might be a little pricey for me. That sounds like a lot, even for an old Jag. 100% medical testing after a certain age will determine that's it. That's it. Yes. It acknowledges we're fat, we're old, whatever it may be. Yes. You have, knee replacement surgery. Yes. Your back hurts. Well, yes, So I agree with you, you know. But yeah, if you got the stuff on it, Henry, I can look it up for you. But 7 grand for a 1990s Jag even seems really high, unless it has like 12,000 or 15,000 miles on it. Because I pay attention to cars. I do. I like cars. I've been studying on next year. We're thinking about getting rid of Lorelai's car and buying a different SUV. She has a Subaru, and we like it, but it's not very comfortable for long drives, even though it's the fully loaded version. So I've been looking at Volvos and Lincolns and those, and I'm really surprised that a fully loaded, the fully loaded Volvo is not that badly priced. Mark, I know that I'm old. I don't need medical tests to tell me that. Man, I'm agreeing with you there, Tim. It's only as it only has one P. I don't know what you mean, Henry. One pecker? Oh, it only has 10,000 miles on it. All right. So that's good. That's good. So maybe it's worth seven. I don't know without knowing whether it's the XJ5 or whatever they were called back in the 1990s. I'm sure it's a sedan. Is it a sedan or a coupe? All of that matters. Convertible, hardtop, roadster. You know, I'm always amazed. There's a episode of Mad Men where he went out. Don Draper went to go buy him a brand new Jaguar convertible, a really kick-ass one in the '60s, and he wrote him a check for like $2,500. To buy the top. Like us spending 200 grand, and he just writes a check for like 2,500 bucks and gets this Jaguar. Sounds good. Tim says yes. It's a two-door coupe. Nice, nice. I like the old Mercedes coupes myself. Ken is Pat here? Ken, no, Pat's not here yet. I'm sure he'll be in at some point in time. Now I know he's getting ready to have surgery in a week or two, if I understand it right. So the Jaguars are 1990s Jaguar XJS are the coupes. Automatic. Well, at least it'll give you something to tinker with. Tim, you were right, but the doctor, yeah. I really like my doctor, but I think he's a side hustler just like me. The doctor likes us to be wrong. He likes us to come in and visit him. Gotta run, do dinner, catch you later. All right, buddy. Stay safe. Henry, does the air conditioner work properly? It's a great question on something that old. And how bad does it leak? We've been, I'm looking at the Lincolns and the Volvos. I'm going to go to Tulsa one of the, we don't have a Volvo dealership here. So I think I'm going to go one weekend to Tulsa and look at Volvos for Lorelei. Well, apparently back in the early 90s, the only model they made of coupes, which is the only thing they made in America anyway, before they're not making SUVs, was the XJ series. Everything works in it, great. Sounds like it'd be a fun car to put around in. Leaks in the power steering fluid. All right, well, Needs a new line. All right. I'm trying to Google it for you. Mark says, always remember, smarter the doctor. Take you about 5 minutes to fix it. Mark says, always remember, the smarter doctor, the sicker we may become. Well, I agree with that. Much of the medicine is really not what we, yeah, I agree. All the drugs we take mask things, right? I think. Yep, it's fast. How does it ride? Smooth. Let's see if we can find anything. All right. So, from what I can tell, this about a car that old, there is no blue book value. So, your insurance is gonna work like this. The insurance company that you insured from, they will have to do an assessment of the car individually, right? And then they will tell you what your rates are going to be for that particular vehicle. They're going to have to assess the fair market value. What can you buy one for at the open market, and or what does it cost? And so it could be one of those type of categories where it falls into the classic cars section, where somebody has, you know, a 1965 Eleanor that's worth 250,000 bucks. So because it's a, one of five cars laying around. And if that's the case, your insurance could probably be 1,000 bucks or 2,000 a month. Who knows? I don't know. So it depends on that. And I think it also depends on what you're willing to say that you will do. You may have to sign a waiver saying, sounds like I got a good deal. She took good care of it. Nice. That's good. Yep, I think so. Henry, just don't get a speeding ticket. David, with cars today, what do you consider high mileage? Well, that's a great question. And I, I think it depends on your purpose. Okay, Mark. And what I mean by that is high mileage for me is, for instance, if I'm buying Lorelei, a new SUV like a Volvo or the Lincoln, we have the Subaru. I'm not going to buy anything more than about 30,000 miles because I want to use the purpose of us doing this is to hit the road and to travel with it. It will be our primary travel vehicle. Now, if I was going to go out and buy another truck and all I'm going to use it for is a little bit of fishing, a little bit of this, running around town, my truck out here, I think I bought it when I got back from the Philippines. I think it had 125,000 miles. So to me, it depends on your purpose. If it's a high school kid who's running around, 75,000 to 100,000 would be fine for a high school kid. So, what does anybody else think about the high mileage issue? I saw you in King Kong. Yes, you did. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging. A lot of people didn't know I was in King Kong. You're talking about the latest one, right? Where the tooth, right? You saw the latest one? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing that. But I can't promise anything. Zilla, he's got a balloon full of helium hidden somewhere. King Kong does? Who? Mark? Who has some helium? Why are you hiding helium? Helium's not good for you. It displaces the oxygen in your lungs and can kill you. Did you know that? So just let me give you a little safety since I'm an old retired safety guy. Sucking in helium, it displaces the oxygen in your lungs and literally will cause you to suffocate. So just keep that in mind. That takes the oxygen out of the body. So don't do that. Tyler's in the house. Thank you for the thumbs up and the donation, Tyler. I really appreciate your donation. Benjamin Not Newton turned this man into a bean burrito immediately. Well, why, one, I don't think Benjamin probably likes bean burritos. I don't think that's his style of food. You know what I mean? Bean burritos are kind of a Mexican thing. I really don't get that. And I don't think he eats humans either. So I don't know why he would turn you into a bean burrito. I know you want to be done immediately, but even if you were there in front of him, I don't think he would do that. I don't think that's what he likes. I don't think he's that way. But hey, if that's your fantasy to be turned into a bean burrito, well, then, more power to you, I guess. All right. I've heard weirder things. So, Mark, what do you think about high mileage on vehicles? Because that I'm thinking 50,000 miles is that time when you got to do a bunch of maintenance to a car. You got to put brakes on a car. You need to go through it. The Subaru gets a tune-up at 30,000 as part of the Subaru stuff. But on other cars, I think a lot of these newer cars at 50,000 miles is when you do a bunch of service stuff. So that's where I look at, well, I would like to buy something that has 30,000 or less miles, and because I just don't want it to break down. I want to hedge my bet when I travel. So I'm really big on one really good vehicle in the house that I know we can jump in tomorrow and take off to Texas or Florida, wherever we need to go. And then my fishing truck is over there that gets used maybe once or twice a week. And I don't know if I would drive it to Florida. If I did, I'd probably be going, oh, crap, I hope we don't break down. I hope, because it's old. It's old, right? You got to take it easy in the older vehicles. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. So I'm looking for something 30,000 or under next year, but we're not doing it this year. But part of my strategy is we're going to go look at new ones and slightly used ones of the models that I think I'm interested in hopes by the time I'm ready to purchase one, like a new one might be 2 years old. So I'm going to go look at a new one and see if I like the features because maybe when I get around to it, it'll be 2 years old. Some slow smoked beef ribs sound good to me. Yeah, we're going to be cooking a lot of beef ribs here at the house over the summer. So, and pork ribs. I agree. Ribs do sound pretty good. I got some barbecue in the some pulled pork barbecue in the freezer. That we got a bunch of other things we're cooking this week, but I need to go this weekend, this next weekend when we go to the store. I'm going to buy some really good. I don't know, maybe like sourdough buns, something of that nature, because I want to make a really good barbecue sandwich. The barbecue pork I have in the freezer is really good. but I don't want to just slap it on a piece of healthy bread. I want to get a really nice hoagie or a roll or bun or something, and then drizzle it, and toast it, and then put some extra sauce on it, and make a really nice pulled pork barbecue sandwich. So I got on my little list to pick up some uh, buns. Biblical fish merchant. Hey, so man, I got a problem. Well, I bet you do. Our friend's table, which is stupid, hates the refrigerator. All right, so you got one of the moronic questions. All right, well, we'll let you dream about your cat, your bomber, and all your refrigerators. I wonder, sometimes I wonder, and this is for everybody out there, how do stupid people, really stupid people that we see on the internet, have the technical skills to get on the internet? Do you think somebody's logging in and logging on from them and saying, here you go, here's YouTube. We know you're too stupid to do yourself, so we're going to help you with it. You think that's what happens? I don't know. Market, I think it depends on the brand and conditioning. For example, Toyota may be tenable. I would agree. I would agree. I mean, my fishing truck's a Dodge and it has 140 something thousand miles on it. And it starts and runs great. I put a new battery in about that. Oh, fish boys in the house. Well, I'll tell you fish firsthand. We won't have whatever. Toyota will last forever. Yeah, they're having a lot of problems with the new Toyotas. Apparently, the motors and the new brand new Tundras the last couple of years has something wrong with the steel cam bearings. Biblical says we are all dumb. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. You know, I think we are all. Sometimes we are less educated than others. I don't really think people are dumb. I think that being somebody who was in education all my life, I don't believe it's about being dumb. I think it's about being uneducated. Uh, you know, not having social graces, not learning the things that you should learn, not learning how to recognize patterns, critical thinking skills, all of those things. But we appreciate you, people. So that's one thing I've been reviewing here is the new Tundra is supposed to have a motor issue going on the last 2 or 3 years. So diehard Toyota people are going with those. But I think Toyota's good. But I also think, I really believe this, that no matter what truck you buy or what car you buy, if you take good care of it, it can last a long time. You can put a lot of mileage on cars. So the motor may last. The question will be, how does the rest of the car fare? Like the tie rods and all of those things. Omar's in the house. You still live in G, my. I don't know what you're talking about. I know you're probably from a different country and your English is rough, but maybe try to use more words or less words or better words or different words, common words, simple words. Might help you communicate a little bit better. Uh, if you're saying that you're still alive, well, I'm very happy for you. I don't know. Always hire stupid and lazy people. They will find the fastest and easy way to do the job. Well, you got that right. You know, and then you fire them and hire good people, right? And say, no, no, here's the fastest way. So I would agree with you. But yeah, I don't know. But we like I like luxury. Lorelai really likes her Subaru, and there's things I really like about the Subaru. But driving it after about 4 hours, it kills my back. And I know I got a bad back, but I would really like to have something that, and I've been studying the Volvos. The Volvos talk about how they have put a lot of time, effort, and energy into the ergonomics of their seats to design them to be anti-fatigue seating. And that goes the same thing with the Lincolns. like the Lincoln Nautilus, they put a lot of design and effort into the driver's compartment. And since I'm the one that does 90% of the driving when we're together, or maybe 75%, I really want the seat to be very good. That's what I'm after. Because we love to travel, we like to take road trips. It's just hard on your back, right? But I think a lot of the good cars, I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of cars I wouldn't buy. I'm a big fan of Jeeps. I think the quality of Jeep is very iffy. I gotta admit that. I do think that like Jeep Wranglers and Jeep Wagoneers, I don't feel like they're a good quality car. So Gamer Hayes says yes, we are talking about cars. What kind of car do you favor? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm getting a 2012 Tahoe LTZ. The Tahoe doesn't come in an LTZ, that's a Chevy. I do believe the Chevy Silverado is the LTZ, not the Toyotas. I may be wrong, but I think that's a Chevy Silverado that's an LTZ. I do like Denali's, GMCs. I like those. I think they're good looking, nice, comfortable. I like the Dodge pickup. If I was going to dump a bunch of money on a brand new full size pickup, I would go out and buy a Dodge pickup truck. Is what I would buy over Chevy, over Ford, over Toyota. I would buy the Dodge, the the Big Daddy, the Lariat, whatever you call it, the King Ranch, whatever the upper model is of the Dodge. I got a friend that has one, and I've driven it enough to know it's a badass truck. The Tahoe comes into an LTZ. Okay, that makes sense. Tahoe's a Chevy. All right, so I'm with you. Okay, all right. And so you're going to get a Tahoe. That's an LTZ. Now Tahoe's had the problem with the motors, right? The knocking in the motors. So you own a Ford Explorer, the Eddie Edition, Eddie Bauer. I love those. Those were great cars. I gotta admit, I really like those. But I used to have Ford Lariats. I always drove the Ford Lariats. So, but today I would probably buy the Dodge. But the Tahoes, I thought had a problem with the knocking in the motors, a motor knock. Because I've had people that have owned them and gotten rid of them because they were worried about the engine knock. The price of gas is making people really think about driving long road trips. Well, maybe in the Philippines. Um, I don't know about here in America because when we were up in Branson over the weekend, Tim, we saw cars in the parking lot from Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Kansas, Texas. Now we saw cars from everywhere. So I don't know. I mean, gas is only about $3 a gallon where we're at currently. It's about $3 a gallon, and gas is going to go down. But you're right. For the majority of the people, the price of gas factors in. We are looking at that right now because we're going to take a cruise and we're paying a little bit more for the cruise because of fuel costs. Our problem is airline tickets. Airline tickets are really high right now because of the jet fuel costs. So we're hoping over the next, because we can't order our tickets anyway. We're too far out, our airline tickets. So we're going to wait. Lorelai's handling that, but you're right. So hopefully the tickets will drop because jet fuel will get flown again. Well, the one I found is 102,000 miles, no issues. With the car, a black color stands out with chrome rims. There you go. Well, as long as you like it and you're happy with it, then that's all I can tell you, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I don't mind Chevy products. I don't think they make ugly cars. I mean, I don't know if I like the tow. The Equinox is ugly, but the Camaro's ugly. The Malibu is a good car. You probably don't like Malibus, but they're a sedan. They're a good car. The new Chevy Blazer, I think, is a really good vehicle, and I think the Chevy Trax and the little Buick SUVs are really good outstanding little cars, great cars to put a lot of mileage on, quick and easy. I will tell you one car that I'm very impressed with was the Kia Soul. That little square boxy thing is a really cool little car. Most roles work at technology, not social graces. Yes, it's part of their toolkit as they sow chaos to make themselves feel better and superior. Most are legends in their own mind. You got that right. They laugh at their own jokes, right? They laugh at their own jokes because nobody will laugh at their jokes. And they got a self inflated ego because nobody will inflate their ego for them. They have delusions of grandeur because they know nobody likes them. You know, they keep lying to themselves and says, yes, I really have a big peenie. I have a big peenie. Yes, my peenie's big. I know it is. Yes, I know Chinese girls in the basement would really like me. Yes. Oh my God. I know. I live in the fantasy world of anime porn. I'm with you. Diesel is $10 a gallon. Holy crap and butt farts. That's a lot. Gamer, that's pretty impressive. I used to own a Trailblazer LT light truck. I got rid of it when it reached 430,000 miles. No issues in the car. That's good, man. You wore that sucker to the ground. That's a great investment. Always wanted the big Lincoln Mark V. Yes, I love Lincolns. We're going to start looking at Lincolns hard. I'm going to start test driving them to make sure I know which level of Lincoln I want in an SUV. So right now we're going to look at the Lincoln SUVs and the Volvos to start with, the Infinities, and two or three other vehicle SUVs. But we're going to take our time. When we got time and we're bored, we'll go to a dealership and check them out. We're not in a big hurry because what I really want to do is trade my wife's car because it has really good value and not pay very much in difference. But I'm a big Lincoln guy, but the more I've been reading about Volvos, I don't think they're the most pretty looking car on the outside, but they seem to be very good with technology and safety and all of that. So we're going to look at the Volvos. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I just need a luxury SUV for traveling in. That's all I care about. I want to have. We have the Subaru we have is the Outback, so the middle size, and it's a little small. I'd like to have something a little bit larger for traveling in. Big John's in the house saying hello. Big John, good to see you. How are you? How are you? So, were you impressed by my short video from earlier, Big John? What's going on in your world today? How are you? Do you have a favorite car or car you hate the most? I don't know how we got into cars, but we're talking about cars apparently. So, but thank you all for watching my video from earlier. It was super close to getting a 2013 Lincoln Navigator, limited edition, 103,000 miles, pretty sure. And then I don't have space for more cars. Yeah, you got to have space to park them, or your yard just looks like a junkyard, right? Tim says, hello to you. Great. Yes, I was. So I just like luxury, man. The older you get, back in the day, I had convertible Mustangs. I'm a Mustang guy. And I love a good Mustang, an older Mustang, but my gosh, when your back starts going out and your knees are shot, getting in and out of a Mustang is a booger, you know. So we kind of got a pass on the low riding sports cars. Now we do have a dream that if we're living in Florida, that I may, if we have a little bit of money, maybe buy a used like a $4,000 or $5,000 older Jeep Wrangler 2 door and basically just strip it down, put a bimini top on it, and maybe a little four banger in it, and just use it to drive the coast with the water, like a convertible. but we're not going to put big tires on it, just regular street tires. So that way we can get in and out of it really easily and just go running around it like a convertible, kind of like an it. You guys remember those it cars are kind of cool. I think they're called its, right? Those Volkswagen its, something about that size to go cruising. Big John says, I want a Toyota, Tacoma, and a Harley Davidson. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to make you a deal right here, right now. I did this earlier with, I think, Mark. Mark offered to give me $10 million because I need 5 million to buy a house with, right? And I told him, I said, look, you give me the 10, I'll give you 5 back. I tell you what I will do. If you give me $6 million, 6 million, I will buy you the nicest Tacoma there is and any Harley within the budget that you want. So how's that? I rode motorcycles for years. I'm too old. My back is too jacked up. I still dream. My wife wouldn't want me to have one, but I still dream of owning a Goldwing trike. I look at those Goldwing trikes and go, that could be me. Because, it has reverse, an air ride. Now they run 30 to $50,000 brand new, but I've always dreamed of owning a Goldwing trike. So, and I do think those Can-Ams are kind of cool, but Harley Davidson excursions are pretty good. I was considered one, but couldn't find one in good condition. The Can-Ams, is that what, yeah, Can-Ams, is that what I said? I think they're cool, especially if you make one into a bagger. Put the side bag, turn it more into a bagger. I like those. Volkswagen thing, yes, Tim. Yeah, remember those? I saw one the other day, so it made me think of that. So I would do that type of vibe with the Jeep. Just put regular tires on it, bimini top, not care if it got rained on or not. Park it, go on the beach with it, just drive around, when you want a day where you're just going to go sightseeing Mother Nature, type of thing, versus having like a Mustang convertible, which is so low to the ground, your nuts drag on the road, right? So that's my dream. I've given up my dream. I've given up a lot of dreams. So I probably never own another motorcycle, but man, I'd really like to. I'd really like to own a Bentley convertible. If anybody has one of those they want to give me. So I think it'd be nice to have a Bentley convertible. What the hell was that? Just saw one at a dealership the other weekend. So which Harley Davidson are you after, Big John? Remember, for all of you single men, when you get married, all your dreams go out the door. All the toys go away. If you want to have toys in your life as you get older, stay single. I wonder if my wife is listening to this. I have it where nobody can disturb me on the phone, but I wonder if she's listening. I like, to be honest, Big John, if I had to choose between the Harley and the Indian, I would choose an Indian motorcycle every day. I think they look more my style. They look a little bit older. They have a little bit more of a vintage feel. And I like that in old motorcycles. They do. Air conditioning, four-cylinder motors, reverse. Can you beat that? Air ride suspension. Holy crap. Now they have GPS built in. I saw them the other day. They got it just like our car. It has its own computer screen. I mean, come on now, right? You can't go wrong with that. And I don't know. I see it a lot when I was riding motorcycles. Uh, I saw a lot of couples that rode together, and they had the helmets with the microphones in it. And I always thought, how cool is that? But then I went, oh shit, how shitty is that? Your wife can talk to you while you're driving the motorcycle? Man, then what, no, that would defeat the purpose of me having quality quiet time. When I rode motorcycles, what I really liked was just tuning out the world and riding, just riding like driving a boat on the lake. You tune everything out. There's noise, there's background noise, and you can just cruise, and it's a great feeling. Same thing with riding a bicycle. You get on your bicycle and you take off, and when you get going, you just kind of you get in this weird groove, this mindset, and you're just humming and strumming down the road. Um, so I don't want, somebody in the headphone going. I think that wouldn't be a good thing. But a gold wing truck now can run you up to 50 grand, man. They're pretty pricey. When I was checking them a couple years ago, they were in the 40s. Vintage motorcycles for vintage people. There you go. Well, I just want vintage looking. You know, even if I was rich and I got to, well, I guess if I was rich, I wouldn't do it. But if I was rich, I would have some classic cars, but I would want them to be stock. But I do like the idea of having a really cool classic car, but have it modernized under the skin. So it has really good quality. It's gonna it's gonna be easy to drive, power steering, disc brakes, air conditioning, all of the luxury items, good shock system in the car, but have it look like a vintage car. So when we get older, we like things to be vintage, but we also like to be comfortable. At least I am. I'm that way. I love going to, do things, but I want to do it in comfort. I even have a dream that if I was rich, I would have people carry me on one of those sleighs where you remember back in the olden day when the pharaohs sat in like a little cabin, and the slaves would carry them on their shoulders and take them up to the top of the mountain so they could look over the mountain. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Only older people can afford big boy toys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and I think only older people can appreciate the toys. You know, Zloff says that's kind of effed up. What's effed up? What did you do now? What did you do? Did you cause a problem? Did you make a mistake again? What happened? But then I could get out of my own little chariot and overlook the mountain, and then get back in it and have them carry me back down to the mountain. So love the vintage Harleys or motorcycles, but I want them to drive nice. Yeah. You don't like the fact that I said I would like to be carried around by slaves. Tough shit. You'll get over it. So there you go. You'll get over it. What's the difference between boys and men? The song "Boys to Men"? I don't know. Big John, what's the difference? I can't wait. What's the difference? I know they did a song about it. Or they had a band group named Boys to Men. One of those weird boy band people. Henry says if you're a smart kid and have old cars and motorcycles on your property, when you buy the property, you can get anything. All right. Well, unless it looks like a junkyard and the city comes after you. The price of the toys. There you go. So the difference between boys and men is the price of the toys. So well, I don't know, these days it seems like these kids are willing to go buy a Ducati over a Kawasaki, even though they can't afford it. You know what I mean? So I don't know how people afford all this expensive stuff anymore. But yeah, you're right. In theory, if we were 20, we would own it if we wanted a rice burner or a crotch rocket. We might buy what the Kawasaki, and then if we got older and had money, we'd buy the Ducati. Mo Poor says, please remember to take a rest and drink some water while streaming, sir. Thank you for those kind words, and I will. I will. I think I'm doing okay tonight, but thank you for that. I do have a drink sitting next to me. Here, I'll have a drink. It's not water, but it has water in it. Oh, then yeah, that would be cool. A Chevy Nomad, which is a station wagon. Very cool car. A modern version of that would be really cool, right? Everything under the skin. I agree. That would be cool. I like the Nomads. I remember when they crushed one on Tool Time. Remember how Tim Tyler dropped a I-beam on one? I don't know if it's a real one or not, but soda's a wonderful treat, however, not appropriate substitute for water when striving for maximum hydration. Sir, well, I hate to tell you this. It's not water. And this live stream can be brought to you by Brisk Lipton iced tea. But it is not water. And I don't like water. I do drink water. I don't like water. But I appreciate the kind words. I do. I do. I get it. When I was a kid, the property I lived on had old cars and motorcycles, so I have a few cars that run and motorcycles too. Yeah, that's good. You got to have toys and hobbies. I'm a big firm believer in having toys, and I don't have any. Hobbies, I got a few, I just don't get to do them. But I will admit, I told somebody the other day, we were talking about life and theory and blah, blah, blah. And, I told him the other day, I said, I have to admit that my health, my age, you have to pick and choose what you're going to do as a hobby. You know, classic cars don't work for me. I can't work on them. My body hurts too much. Plus, I don't like getting dirty. Hiking is out of the question, right? I like photography, but to go do nature stuff is a lot of work. That's out of the question. So right now, I'm down to pretty much fishing. That's it, and some traveling. So as we get older, we have to adjust our expectations of ourselves and figure out still to have meaningful life versus being just totally bored. And I'm bored. That's partly why we like to live in Florida, so I could go fishing a whole lot more versus where we live. So you got to have something that has gives you something to do. You got to tinker and do something. Monkey is asking, you think LeBron is going to hit 50K total points before his career ends? I don't know. I don't care. LeBron means nothing to me. I don't follow professional basketball at all. I think they're all overpaid crybabies, just like professional football people and professional athletes in general. I think they're all overpaid crybabies and whiners, and I really don't care. You know, um, if the question's going to come down who's the greatest in the history, nobody's going to be any better than Michael Jordan. So, and that's because he revolutionized the game. Every great player after him is styled after him. So he changed the game. But I really don't care about LeBron. I think he's a dickhead. He doesn't come across as a very good guy. LeBron James. He doesn't come across as a very good guy, a very good human. He doesn't. The interviews I've seen some things in the background. He seems a little bit like a jerk. But then again, if I had his money, I'd be a jerk too, right? Because when you have that kind of money, you can be a jerk. and people are still going to kiss your ass. When you're broke and you're poor and you're a jerk, nobody's going to kiss your ass. Nobody's going to like you. I go hiking all the time. How else would I get to that refrigerator? I know, I know. I really do like nature hiking, nature walks. I love nature, but that's why I have a mobility scooter to try to get me out as much as possible. But, you know, if we had money, we would travel a whole lot more, and I like to do that. We would go on some train trips. I would really like to go on the trains through the Rocky Mountains, go to Europe and take some river cruises, all kinds of things we'd like to do. But we don't have that kind of money. I don't have a physical health enough to go. And part of what I mean is when I was younger, I did a lot of river fishing and creek fishing, and I would literally get into the creeks and walk up and down for 2 or 3 miles one way and come back the other way, fishing for smallmouth bass, and had a great time. Spend 4 or 5 hours just walking. I can't do that now. I can barely walk to the car and back some days. So, and that's on level pavement. So there's no way I can walk and rock and gravel anymore. It's taken away something I really, really enjoyed. And so I can't do that. So I hope to substitute it someday before I die, or at least I could go, saltwater fishing more often than I do now. But do I think working on classic cars is cool? Yeah, I would get into that, but I suck at it and I'm not good. Back hurts, legs hurt, knees hurt, ankles hurt. I'm not going to crawl under a car at my age and my health. Pat's in the house. Good evening, brother. Good to see you. Everybody said hello to Pat. Pat said hello to each other. How you feeling today, Pat? Well, today is our day of not feeling good. We got Tim struggling, Henry struggling, but getting better, and you having your chest hiatal hernia, and then me just being fat, old, and beat up. So, hey, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I'm also not ashamed to admit I tell my doctor, because I have so many problems with my ankles and my knees, right? And my back. And they always say, of course, lose weight, lose weight. And I've told him 400 times now. I don't care if I weighed 10 pounds, my ankles are going to hurt. My knees are shot, Pass it hello to you, Tim. Tim. Henry saying hello to Patrick. Patrick, have you heard? Did MJ make it to America yet? Has he landed in America yet? Pat, have you heard anything from Michael? You go to the hospital tomorrow morning at 2 a.m. Oh, tomorrow at 8:50 a.m. in the morning to have your surgery. Wow. Home in America or home in the Philippines? So Pat's going to have his surgery tomorrow. Wow, Pat. Well, check in with me. Message me when you get home. I won't disturb you because I know you need your rest. But message me when you get a second and let us know how you did. All right. So let me know how you did. Michael is supposed to do the same. I haven't heard. You may not have to have surgery after all. That's good. They got some other ways they might be able to handle it. All right. That's good. Going to take, okay. So they're going to try to make the decision tomorrow about what they're going to do. Tim says, hello to you, Patrick. Good deal, Pat. We hope the news is good. That'd be nice. If it's twisted, they could probably relax it and get it untwisted. There's a good chance of that anyway. So good news. We're getting some stormy weather here, windy, Pat. I'm sure you're getting a lot of winds where you're at. We were in Branson over the weekend, Pat, Missouri. Jamie and I were talking down the road. Um, Her husband and the kids are going to come down to Branson or Missouri, and we're going to meet them up in Branson and hang out. Yep. Hope it's not going to be surgery for you, Henry says, Pat. Yeah, same here. Windy tonight. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully you won't have to do surgery. I've gotten tired of having surgery. Henry's starting to feel better, he said. He was sick for a while. Tim is a little under the weather. I'm under the weather just because I'm fat, old, and beat up, But I look good in my blue hat. That's all that matters, right? You know, Got to look good. We are still in the middle of, I'm going to make some more short videos this week about the remodel, about the water damage, the insurance claim. So I'm working on that this week, Pat. And I just dropped a video earlier. You guys hopefully all saw my video about my mobility scooter. And uh, man, I bought, I'm going to do, I need a, all right. So I have this strategy or this theory. I'm going to run this by you guys and see what you think. Maybe I'll go get it. Maybe we'll do it a different day. So, I think Pat was getting ready to say something, and we'll wait and see what Pat says. But it's beautiful here. I mean, it's. I can't wait. I'm gonna try to go. I got to get fishing license. I don't know how to get fishing license anymore. That is wishes for you, Pat. Hope you get soon better without any complications. Yes, I went to Walmart this weekend. Waited 30 minutes to try to get fishing license. Nobody ever came. We pushed the button like 15 times. They're going to make sure my heart is okay. So they're going to make sure your heart is acceptable for the procedure if they got to do a procedure, right? Yeah. So I'm with you. They do that with me each and every time, to be honest, since I have heart failure and a device. Every time I have anything done, we have to send a message or whatever that like if I was going to have, I don't know, knee surgery, the orthopedic surgeon would have to get a clearance from my heart doctor that it's okay for him to do that. So I'm with you. I understand that. Henry said, well, I was sick for about 5 months. Not able to eat anything for 5 months. I did lose a lot of weight, but I'm still not walking good, but I am walking. Yes, that's important. You got to be mobile. And now you got to guard your bank accounts. Patrick says, yippers. Yes, yes, yes. So we've been busy trying to get fishing license, all kinds of things we're doing this month. Paying taxes, trying to get the car tax renewed, trying to get assessed. Um, Patrick says, hello to you, kid. So one of these days we'll have to have a meetup somewhere in the world, and everybody who wants to can come and join us. He was here earlier, but he said he had to go have dinner and do some other things. I guess he was hungry. He was hungry. That's good, man. Stand your ground. You don't, and I know family issues is touchy and tricky, but are they really and truly family when they try to rip you off? When they try to go behind your back? they're not family then. Because I'm a firm believer that family doesn't do that. Pariahs do that. Predators do that. But a true family member, and family isn't only related to you by blood. I think family is who you choose. And I have a philosophy in my world. Just because we're blood related doesn't make you family. It's how you treat each other that makes you family. I believe that. So, so just because they're blood related doesn't mean squat. At least not in my book. We did get a cruise book. We're going on a cruise this year, Pat. I don't know if I told you that. So if anybody wants to go on the cruise, let me know. I'll tell you when we're going, the dates and stuff. You guys can book your cabin. So we are going to go on a cruise. It's only a 6 day cruise, so it's not forever. But we'll share it with anybody, and we can all have dinner and hang out on the cruise if anybody wants to go. I'm not going to announce it quite yet publicly when the dates are, but privately I will because we still got to line up the house sitter. CTRL, the late 1760. Don't, cause anytime soon war is around the corner. Well, I don't know where you've been, but we're always in a state of war. War is every day. It's been that way for 126 years or more. Back in a few minutes, Tim says, "Okie dokie, Tim, worst decision? What decision did you make that was the worst decision? You can tell us. We will hold your confidence. We won't tell anybody about the horrible thing that you did. Just let us know what it is. We'll keep your secret. Not in this state, nuclear war. Ah, look, here's what I'm going to tell you about nuclear war. Don't worry about it, right? Who cares? And you're going to go, oh my God, what do you mean? I still have so much life to live. Well, you should be living your life to the fullest today, right? You live like you're going to die tomorrow. You try to be happy today. You try to fulfill yourself. Happiness is not something that's attainable, but I mean, sorry, it's not sustainable. It's attainable temporarily. So don't worry about nuclear war. If it happens, it's all going to happen. It is what it is. Nobody knows the future. Don't worry about it if you survive after the blast. But it doesn't matter if you survive or not. The devastation will be unremarkable, right? I mean, will be just, so don't worry about it. You know, just, it'll be all right. And if you wake up one day and you're the survivor and you hate the way, just, you won't live long. Just go to the danger zone, so to speak. So you'll be all right. I don't want you to worry about nuclear war. Well, I'm hoping to get it cleared so I can start traveling again. Yes. Something I need to do and get to the Philippines and Japan. There you go. We got to have goals. We got to have goals. I have a goal of living in Florida or Alabama. I don't know how to make it happen. I'm working on it, but it's slow going. Love your shirt, Brother David. Nice attitude. Thank you. I'm color coordinated tonight. You like that? Yes. Thank you. I recognize your your uh, your style sense, Pat. I recognize that you are a brilliant stylist. MS Sinful, how many gallons of water do you have stored? None. Not a one. Florida's not the place. Well, are you one of the ones that believe that? See, I'm not worried about dying. See, and that's where a lot of you guys come in. Oh my God, you got, preppers and all this shit. Why would you want to survive that? You know, if the ice caps raise and Florida goes underwater, then it goes underwater, right? Who cares? You just live with it, deal with it, and whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Much welcome. Thank you for that. Sinful, but you know it's coming. Yeah, and that's my point. We all know it's coming, so who cares? Eventually, at some point in time in the history of the world, in the future of the world, maybe 1,000 years or 10 days from now, it's going to happen. So why are you worried about it? Who cares? Just go with the flow and enjoy your life. All of you guys that are putting so much emphasis on all of these horrible bad things that can happen instead of enjoying your life, I think it's sad. I want you guys to enjoy your lives, not fret over a nuclear war or whether you got enough food prepped or what. Just don't. Think it is. I like Alabama. We still like Florida because we just have a fondness of Florida. We really do. So it's still on the table, especially now that they're taking away property taxes. It's still on the table, but it's pricier than Alabama. It's built into our DNA to worry. Well, then maybe I'm an alien because I don't worry about it. I don't worry about anything. I've been dead 4 times. I know what it's all about. Been there, done that. It's okay. Everything's okay. Sure, you can fight if you want. I mean, if you were attacked, we're going to fight here. You kick in my door, I'm going to shoot and kill you. It's real simple. So we will defend and fight ourselves, absolutely. But I'm not getting crazy. Guys living in the fairy tale world. Who, you? Maybe you're living in the Grimm's fairy tale world, and I'm living in the Disney version of it. How's that? But that's okay if you want to do that. I'm just telling you what a shitty way to live your life, always in fear. I'm not going to live my life in fear. I'm just not going to do it. That would be such a big disservice to me to live in fear. Not going to do it. But if you want to live in fear, go ahead. It's good for the economy. Crazy people that want to, the moon is falling, the earth is ending, global collapse is all tomorrow. It's really good for the economy because you guys go out and buy shit that you don't need to buy that's going to sit in a bunker and just go to rot. So it's okay. It's good either way. Now, you worry, otherwise you wouldn't go on holiday. That doesn't make any sense. You know why I go on holiday? Do you want to know why I go on holiday? Because I can. Because I can. That's why I do that. You know why I take a shit? Because my body makes me. You know why I go on a holiday? Because I can. You know why I buy cool hats? Because I can. So things happen all the time. Just live with it and enjoy life. You can't change and control what happens. I agree. The earth is ending is not the same as it doesn't matter whether it's World War III, 10, 12, or the world is imploding, or if the moon's going to come and smash the planet, or there's going to be a zombie apocalypse. It doesn't matter, man. When you worry about this shit, you're just feeding into mass hysteria, drama, and BS, and you're taking away time that you could be really enjoying things. Oh, well, no. So you're saying 90% of the people travel to other places to de-stress. I agree with that. A lot of people do that. But I'm just bored, and we can. That's why we travel, because we can. And there's, you know, something to do. You don't worry, don't hide. It's nothing to be ashamed. Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't be ashamed of what you're doing. I'm just telling you. I just feel bad for you. Don't be ashamed of it if you want to hide, you know. If you want to put your head in the sand and or cry, Chicken Little. Wasn't it Chicken Little? The sky is falling, Chicken Little thing. If you want to be that type of person, that's okay. Just don't get mad when other people don't agree with you. It's just kind of like the woke thing, the boy girl thing. You can believe that you're a binary, non-gender, whatever the hell you are. But just don't get mad when nobody else believes that you're some made up gender, right? So, you know what I mean? Do you and let everybody else do them. We don't know when we will die after we die. That's it. What's next? Yeah. That's as David is right. Stress is natural. It's all caused by change. Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is, we're going on another cruise because we can. The funny thing is, getting to the cruise ship will be the most stressful item. The most stress I have in a year is going to be catching the plane, getting to the cruise ship in time, and getting checked in. That's the funny thing. If you want to talk about stress and traveling, traveling to your destination is stressful. Driving 5 hours in traffic, that's the stressful thing. So, yes, I am telling you, if nuclear war breaks out anywhere, wherever I'm at, what am I going to do about it? Who is going to listen to me? Who's going to listen to you? What am I going to do? Piss and moan and cry and whine? No, I'm not going to do it. I'm okay with dying, is what you don't understand. It doesn't bother me. I think most humans ought to die off the planet. The planet would be better without humans. Have you ever thought about that? The planet Earth would be a better ecosystem without humans. I don't mind dying. It's okay. I've been there, done that. It's okay with me. Just because things go up in price doesn't mean everything. Yeah, I agree. You don't have family, you won't try to why would I contact why? 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 What are they gonna do? I watched a documentary the other day, because I love documentaries, about a girl that went missing 25, 30 years ago on a cruise ship. And we've been on the same cruise, the same islands. And, and I'm like, oh, they had a report. This is back in the 90s. So they had a call back to America to say, hey, so and so's gone missing. And I'm sitting there watching that going, why? There's nothing those people back in America could do about the girl who went missing in Curacao, right? There's not a thing they can do but worry and cry and boo-hoo. Just not going to do it. Look, I don't want my family calling me boo-hooing about the end of the world. Suck it up, Buttercup. Deal with it. Take care of what you need to take care of on your own. It's all right. Look what happened to Japan not too long ago, and people are still living there and going, yeah, that's true. Yeah, with the nuclear power plant. Yeah. Same thing with Russia, Chernobyl. Uh, Delete says BS. BS on what? Hey, there's Crystal Lynn. If there is a nuclear war or accident, it just doesn't matter what you do. You can't change it. That's my point. You can't change it. You're right, Tim. Crystal Lynn, haven't seen you in a long time. How are you, young lady? Good to see you. I wonder historically who's the first missing person. And please don't say, yeah. That's a great question. Who was the first missing person? The first person to go missing, and who was it reported to? That's funny. Yep, suck it up, Buttercup. What are you going to do in life? Bitch and moan and crying and whine. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're either going to die or you're going to survive. It is what it is. Who cares? If it makes you feel good to be whatever you want to be in life, just be it and be okay with it. We all want you to be happy in life, no matter who you are. We want you to follow your heart, your belief system. Just don't get irritated when people don't follow what you believe. So, but yeah, I thought it was interesting. What are you going to do? What are, So, and for instance, I'll tell you, we got a big family. I have a big family. Okay, look, there's nothing in my family can do if I go back into a coma. There's not a person in my family that can do a damn thing about it. Lorelai will be there to look after me, take care of me. But there's nothing anybody can do. So why will you call and disturb and piss everybody off and get them all upset? Oh, let's all bond together and boo-hoo together. Ah, get over it. Quit being pussies and suck it up. You know, the world is full of people that I don't know. So if fire breaks out in the house and you're going to try to stop it? Well, of course, dumbass. It's my house. I live here. So yeah. Now, if I can't quickly stop it, I will just grab the safe, the dog, the wife, and leave and let the house burn down. Then I'll call the insurance company and say, oh, by the way, the house burned down. If I can't quickly solve the problem, then yeah, the damn house is going to burn. Am I going to fight tooth and nail to save this house? No, no way in hell. Not in the least. No, I'll grab the dog, the wife, the safe, some clothes for her, I, whatever we need, and get out. Move the car, or maybe put the car in the garage so it burns with it and get a new car. No, I'm not. No, no, I'm not fighting tooth and nail to save a house. You can't change it. You you can fight the fire. Yes, you can fight the fire and you can win the fire, but only if you have the resources to do it and the ability to do it. I don't have the ability to survive a nuclear war. And I know a lot of you people out there think, well, we do because we have 5,000 gallons of fresh water. Yeah, good luck with that. And let's see how long your fresh water is fresh. Why is it different from what I originally said? This guy's, well, if you think I'm a hypocritical, I don't know what you mean by that. I know what the word means, but I don't know how you define that to me. But that's okay if you don't like what I say. It's okay. I don't care enough to care whether you like what I say or don't say. You get it? I don't care. Yeah, gonna here. Hang on. I'm gonna change my position again. There we go. Change my position. That feels a little bit better. The world is full of entitlement, period. Yes, Crystal Lynn, how you been? Everybody say hello to Crystal Lynn, by the way. If you haven't done that, thank you all for the thumbs up. So, because I can. Do you not listen? It's all about choice. My choice is to go on vacation. I'm on vacation every day. My choice is just to go on a cruise ship. And the world's not burning right now, is it? Now, if I can't go on the cruise ship because the cruise ship isn't functioning anymore, then guess what? I won't go on the cruise ship. Yeah, it's kind of logical and common sense, but I guess you're not getting it. Who cares if you think it's a wise choice or not? Nobody cares what other people think. Have you not been listening? Why do you care what others think? I don't care what you think. Nobody should care what other people think. You should just do you. Focus on you. Because most people don't care what anybody else thinks, including you. It's great to have conversations and discuss things, but to get a little pissy because people don't agree with you just means that you're immature and probably lacking for validation in your own argument. Everybody's saying hello to Crystal. Yes. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Crystal. So, yes, it's exciting. Oh my God, I love this. Tim Zelodia, Crystal, good to see you. Everybody has a different opinion, and opinions are like assholes, right, Henry? Everybody has one. Some stink and some don't, I guess. You care about the burning and put effort into putting out the fire. But if you all of a sudden don't care about, but yeah, well, hello, you dumbass. I live here. Of course, I care about right here because it could burn my skin immediately. You're not quite with it, are you, my friend? So that's okay though. I can't do anything about a nuclear war. I can do something about a kitchen fire. But if I quickly assess I cannot do anything about this kitchen fire, my happy ass is letting the house burn. I can't do anything about a nuclear war. I can't do anything about anything that's not in my control. I can only control what's in my hand. That's okay. You don't have to agree with me or think I'm genuine. It's okay. I don't care enough. So, well, good. Let it burn. What's your point? You got this. I feel bad for you because you've got this horrible way of looking about yourself. That you're doomed. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You have already doomed yourself. So why don't you just go and take care of yourself before any of this happens? So let me give you this advice. My advice is this, because I believe in assisted suicide and medical suicide. I believe when your life is coming to an end and there's no future for your hope, that suicide, medical suicide, is a great option for people. I believe in hospice care very much. So if you're at that point in your life when nothing is worth living for, then go figure it out. Why all of a sudden don't you care? Why would I care? Thinking is one thing, going out and changing is what is wrong. Jamie's in the house. Hello, good to see you. Sure, you can play lazy tag with nuclear lazy brains. Everybody said hello to Jamie. Good to see you, Jamie. Yes, everybody said hello. Good, good, good. Henry says, me, I've been through so many disasters, but I just don't care anymore because I'm still alive and don't really care what other people think because I know how to survive. I know how to survive and I know how to die. Jamie says, hello, you Pat. Good to see you. You should control your death. I'm not worried about my death. I've been dead 4 times. You go control your death. You have such of a horrible outlook. You live in a doom and gloom bubble that maybe you ought to think about that. Maybe you're suffering so much that you should do something differently. Or do a lot of drugs. Maybe you should become a drug addict. Either or. Because usually when you're a drug addict, you don't care about such things. Just thought I would mention that out. IV drugs, pills, whatever's your choice. I wouldn't go with marijuana. I'd go with something much harder. And then you won't really care about society and what happens. Oh, yes, been declared dead 3 times already. I'm still here. Why do you get to control when you die? Now, I'm telling you, you have the option to control when you die. You get to do that. You. If you know how to survive, you're going to get on the holiday in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, you did. I'm going to get on the middle of the ocean in the middle of a conflict. You betcha. And I'm gonna eat some ice cream and I'm gonna have some pizza and I'm gonna have every morning when I get up, I'm very excited about this. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get some fresh fruit. I'm gonna get some good cheese because they got good cheese, and I'm gonna get some bacon. And every morning I'm gonna drink juice, which is bad for you. I'm gonna drink a lot of juice. I'm gonna eat bacon, cheese, and fruit every morning on my trip. Every morning. So excited. And then late at night, before I go back to the cabin, I'm gonna get some pizza from the pizza place. I'm excited. Nobody controls their own death. Hiya, Tim. Jamie says, Jamie, how are you today? I do not. Well, I've been told lately that I'm completely crazy. So you go figure it out. Yeah, just do what you feel like I want to do without bothering other people. There you go. Well said, Brother Henry. I agree with it. This guy is a comedian because there's no way this guy is planning on a holiday. I already got the tickets. We're there. We've actually invited everybody else to join us. We're excited about it. You know, so you're so afraid of a war that are you going to stop eating food? Are you going to stop going to Walmart and buy groceries? Are you going to stop putting gas in your car? Are you going to go to the basement and just hide there until somebody comes knocking and saying, okay, it's safe to come out? Nah, we're not going to do that. I'm not showing you my personal stuff. You can see the videos in a few months You can see all the other videos on my channel where we've gone on cruises and other mini trips. So you can come back in a few months and you'll see videos of our cruise. Oh, that says, I'll be right back. I got to go outside. Sounds like someone lives with their parents, staying in the basement and dreaming of a better life. Yes. I'm not going to prove anything to you. You know why? Because I don't have to prove anything to you. Who are you that I or anybody in here would have to prove anything to you? Come on. You don't have that much power in this world. No one's going, yeah, you're sad. Are you living in the basement with is your grandma living upstairs and you're living in the basement? You're not one of those basement dwellers, are you? Dreaming of a girlfriend? Are you one of those watching anime, Japanese anime, dreaming of a Japanese girlfriend? Are you one of those? I'm having a baby like millions of other moms during the conflict. Yes, you're having a baby. Congrats. Oh, and you had a birthday. See, we're all going to have birthdays. Are we in the wrong? Can everybody wait? Yeah. Yeah. Should the mummies not have their babies because there's a conflict going on? I don't have to prove shit to you. You're funny. Uh, but you're not a customer. I tell you what, you super chat $100 and I'll prove to you that I'm going on a cruise. All right. Super chat $100. Wait 5 minutes, make sure it clears, and then I'll show you that I'm going on a cruise. So there you go. We went shopping this weekend. Should I've not have gone shopping? I took all of you guys shopping with me up in Branson, Missouri. If you have a child, this is not the same as this guy's going on a holiday. We are not at war. It sounds like you're at war in here. Have you been outside, by the way? Have you gone outside? Have you gotten out of the basement and gone outside? Do you have any friends? Maybe you could go outside and talk to in person, face to face. Maybe you should try that. Arnold is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. How are you? Oh, good to see you. I said hello, hello, Arnold. Arnold, how are you tonight? What's going on in your world? Very excited to see you here. Thank you. I've been to more places than you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Because I could. I think you've missed the whole thing because I could. I do whatever I want. If I want to drink this Lipton Brisk iced tea, by the way, Lipton Brisk iced tea, this live stream could be brought to you by Brisk Lipton iced tea. So you think I don't have a family? That's funny to me. Yeah. Well, he lives in the basement, hasn't seen daylight. Everybody say hello to Arnold, by the way, if you haven't done that. He lives in the basement. He's a basement dweller. He's probably spanking to Japanese anime. Woo, Hushimoto, or Dragon Queen, or whatever the hell that anime stuff is. So he's probably in the basement with grandma upstairs going, "Everybody, I can hear it all. We know what you're doing. Your socks are always sticky." You know, Grandma's going to tell you you got to do your own laundry because your socks are always sticky. So we understand what's going on. But I feel bad for anybody who's going to be afraid to live life. Don't be afraid to live life. World War III is just, oh my God, you're one of those people. Like I've told you before, and I don't advocate this. I don't. I'm saying I don't advocate this. But if you're so afraid, do something about it. Do something about it. But I know you won't because you don't have the balls to do anything about it, right? So you're going to try to stir up drama, chaos. You're going to live in some fantasy world. And, people, what's sad is, and I've seen this a lot in my life. Some people, I even had a sister who's dead now. But I had a sister who was so afraid to live life, she wouldn't go anywhere. She made a nest at her house and kind of basically cocooned herself into her own little world. But she'd never been out of state, never been on an airplane, never done any of these things that the majority of people get to do. She never really enjoyed living life. And she always said, I don't want to. I don't want to. But the truth was, she was just scared to enjoy, to experience life. And that's what's really sad is when that happens to people, when they get so scared to enjoy life. And it kind of sounds like that's where you're at psychologically. You're just kind of scared of life. So you're worried about World War III. That's hilarious because it's been threatened for many years. Well, we're in World War III. We've been in World War III for generations now, right? After World War II, and then we started World War III. We've been in it. World War III is more of a technological war, anyway. So going on a holiday doesn't, well, no shit, it doesn't hide it. I'm not hiding any problems. I'm accepting the world as it is. I'm accepting the world with all of its faults, all of its goods, all of its bad. I'm accepting the world. I accept it. I've been there, done that, and I accept you for living in the basement with your mama. I accept everybody for who they are. It's okay with me. You're paid to run. We're not running away. You're just a moron. You're just a moron. Try trolling something different. This topic is a little boring, so if you want to troll some more, find a different topic. Find something that's everybody. You're just being stupider and stupider. So find something a little bit better, a little bit more intellectual. If you don't take action, don't worry. Yeah, I agree. You know, I gotta find something here. You know, cry like a baby. Oh, what is that saying? What is that saying? Isn't there a saying? What is that saying, guys, about you either, I got to look that up because I don't know what it is. You either start living or you start dying. It's your choice. There's a kind of a saying, I don't know the exact words, that kind of says, well, you have a choice. You can either sit and die or you can start living, something like that. And I choose to live as much as I can. Oh, this guy has lost his. I did. I lost my marbles as a little kid and haven't found them since. You're right. I think my friend Billy stole my marbles. I can have a baby if I want to have a baby. Yes, you can. Wars have been going on for decades, centuries, long time, since the dawn of time. If it wasn't for moms having children, who do you think would protect our country? Yeah. If mommies didn't have babies, there wouldn't be any of that. Delete what country you're from. There you go. Well, Jamie's a superstar. How about how about who would farm, work factories, keep up? Yeah. Well, if there wasn't any babies, there wouldn't be any adults, right? So, is it kind of like chickens? You can't have any eggs if there wasn't any chickens. So, nothing can get done. Nobody can drive me to the airport if mommies didn't have babies. Who's going to bring me my food when I go on the cruise ship? So, which country is that? Yes. Kind of. He's a distant cousin of mine. He is, but I think you're probably thinking of Brian Dennehy. He's actually my older brother, and I did some stunt double work for him in his movies. So you're probably thinking of Brian Dennehy, not Ed McMahon. Everybody said hello to Caden Hall. Good to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Because I know. Yeah, I'm going to rule the world. I rule this world, baby. I am the ruler of this world. Me, right here. Me and my dog. We are the rulers. I voted. I have no problem talking politics. I voted, and you're okay. In my world, I don't hate anybody for voting for anybody. I think it's your God given right to support whatever political group you want to or not to vote. I voted for Donald Trump, absolutely 100%. Do I like everything he does? No. But do I like the fact that he pisses people off? Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. I should tell you that I also volunteer at homeless shelters. Oh, I give out my time to other people on hard times as well. Yeah. Oh my God, Jamie, you better stop that because World War III is coming. You know, you really have no idea what's really going on in the world. That's true. And Henry, you're right. And I think Craig and I and a lot of us have talked about this over the years. All of us, we truly have no clue what's really going on in the world. We don't. It's not the news controlling it. It's not the billionaires. It's not. We don't know. We don't have it. And we may not even be, the theory is that we're just like a snow globe on some other alien's desk. So you don't know. You guys are all worried about coming to the world, coming in and all, when you should be worried about whether the cheese is fresh or not, or the fruit is good. That's what I worry about. All right. Well, here's what we're going to do. I don't like you being disrespectful to my friend Jamie. So we're just going to get rid of you because I don't appreciate disrespect. You could be here and be a part of this and be a troll like you've been, but once you say, "Hey, look here, lady," you're not going to demean a female on my channel. You're not going to do it. And to me, that's condescending to a female. If you want to try to talk shit to me, I'm here. But you're not going to do it to a female on my channel. You're not going to talk race on my channel. You're not going to talk about little children on my channel. So we'll just put you back in the basement so you can go spank off some more. Some people just don't know about looking what's good and only good in the yeah. And it's really anytime, Jamie. I'm not gonna do that. It's hard to look for the positive. I'm not gonna kid you. For me, I get depressed a lot. I have a lot of PTSD from my coma. I have a lot. I have very little to look for in life, look out for in life. I get very little enjoyment, but I think you have to try, and I do try. It's kind of like the same thing about dressing nice. When you dress nicer, you feel better about yourself. When you eat better food, you feel better about yourself. When you do positive things happen for yourself. If you're always in the negative, negative things are going to happen. So we all get depressed and struggle with the weight of the world because the weight of the world is gigantic. And if we allow it, it can just bury us. And there's been times that it has buried me 6 feet under. But I try not to let it happen every day. I try to stop, take it in, take a breath, and go, it can always be worse. Tammy agrees with you, Tim. You guys like my little speech there? That was my little speech. So I'm excited. We're going on a cruise ship, Jamie. I told Pat, I think Pat had to leave for a couple of minutes, but Pat's in Indiana. I told Pat he could come down to Missouri sometime and meet us all and anybody else in the world. And if anybody wants to take the same cruises we're going to do, message me. I'll let you know what cruise we're on. And you guys can join us for a cruise. Now, we're not paying for it. You got to pay for your own, but you guys can all come on the cruise. Man, we got too much problems going on in the world. I got too many other little things going on. I got to take Lily back for her vet checkup tomorrow. That'll probably cost me $100. You know, we got the painters coming tomorrow. I got to make some more videos about the house, the insurance update. I got some interesting news from that. So, no place is perfect. I agree. Sounds fun. Have fun. We will. We love cruises. You know, you guys have all heard me talk about cruises. We love cruises. So we we haven't got our airline tickets yet because we're waiting to, I think, less than 90 days out. But we do got our tickets, our cruise book, and I've been studying on which excursions we're going to go on. And here's my problem. All the excursions I want to do, I can't do. Because one, they say that if you have a heart condition, you can't go. Like I want to go four-wheeling in the mountains of the Cayman Island or Jamaica. They won't let me on it because I got a bad heart. I'm like, okay, so I got to do the boring old people shit. I got to go on excursions where you go on tours of cities and wineries or tequileries, whatever you call those places, where you go and have lunch. I got to go do those old people freaking things. I think we're going to try to go on to, we're going to go to a turtle sanctuary, I think, in the Cayman Islands. We're going to go to Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and to Carnival's private island. I can't remember what it's called. Celebration Key is Carnival's private island. So Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. It's only a 6-day cruise. But I've never been on a cruise. But I've been on a ferry boat to Mackinac Island years ago. That's over in Washington, right? Mackinac Island is a famous island up by Seattle, right? I've never been on a cruise. We love cruises. I'm telling you. Cheap comparatively to big vacations. You know, we love cruises. We think everybody ought to do them. And everybody who listens to the sound of my voice and takes a cruise and likes it, you should give me 10%. We love cruises. The kids, I mean, if you got a family, you can take a family easily. We hang out in the adult areas only because we don't have kids with us. I've been thinking about a cruise to Alaska, maybe. Yeah, the Alaskan cruise, Henry, the funny thing is, that's the one cruise that really doesn't interest Lorelei and I. Why it doesn't interest Lorelei, I don't know. For me, I just don't like being cold. You know, and I've seen mountain ranges like that. I've been through the Rockies a lot, you know. So I've kind of, you know, I haven't seen the ice glaciers, but that if we had the money and had the time and yeah, all right, but we can find 15 other cruises to do first before Alaska. Alaska's just not that. Now going to Norway and Finland and all those places where it's cold, yeah. But for some reason, Alaska is just not high on our list. But a lot of people love it. A lot of people love it, so you should definitely go. Is Michigan near the upper? Oh, is it? Is it immense? Okay, that's right. I'm thinking of a different island where that guy was killed out of Washington. A Macintosh. Yeah, I agree. I understand now, Jamie. I remember that now. Go someplace and play checkers and shuffle. Yeah, see, I got to take those old ass people trips. Well, I've never been there, so I think it'd be fun. I think you should go once. I think everybody should go. And like I said, if we were bored and had the cash, we would go, you know, but, you know, it feels cold. Well, yeah, it's kind of like I would like to go horseback riding on the beach, but one, I'm too fat. I would never sit on a horse, the poor horse. So I can't do that. I would love to go four wheeling. Well, they won't let me do that. I can't go rafting because of the heart, because they have levels of health conditions you have to be to go on these excursions. So we have to go on these boring ass, you know, or I gotta lie a lot. And Lorelei's always worried I'm gonna have a heart attack if I overdo it. So she doesn't let me go. So they have the San Juan Islands. I used to live near the, I was thinking of the one, an island that Bill Gates or somebody owned that made the news a few years ago outside of Seattle. No, I agree. During the summertime, it won't be that bad. I agree, Henry. And you definitely want to go to Alaska in the summertime. So I agree. And there is a window for Alaskan cruises. So, but I also got to say, Going on a cruise to Hawaii isn't that exciting to me either. I don't know. Alaskan cruises are a little pricey. They seem to be a little bit more expensive than a Caribbean cruise for some reason. But I know, yeah, Juneau. I've seen a lot of videos on the cruises to Alaska, and they look really good. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bitch. Maybe I'm just a whiny bitch. You know? uh, but we'd like to go to Australia, Asia, Europe, and all those places. But yeah, I got to figure out which excursions we're going to do. We may be able to go snorkeling and turtle. There's a turtle sanctuary on the Cayman Islands. So we may be able to do that. It's like and there is also a Jeep ride. There is a thing, but you're also not supposed to have heart problems, where you take with a whole bunch of other people, you ride in an open Jeep, an automatic, and you follow like in a little train across the Cayman Island, and you go to see tourists overlooking nature spots and have lunch. I might be able to convince Lorelai that we can lie about that. Yeah, I've been to Hawaii and don't, yeah, and that's kind of what I mean. Tim says maybe a cruise from Vancouver. I'd like to go to Vancouver and British Columbia. See, that's what's weird. I know it's all the same region, but Alaska doesn't interest me. But going to British Columbia would be kind of cool. Is that what they call it? BC, British Columbia, Vancouver? That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, Hawaii just doesn't excite me. I think Florida, I would be more excited about going to Florida than Hawaii. I mean, I guess if you got the money and you got the time, taking a trip to Hawaii would be, hey, I did it type of thing for me. You're like, yeah. But if you want to take me to Easter Island, where the Magwai are, or the Galapagos Islands, hey, I'm all about that. Or Papua New Guinea, or the Marshall Islands, Samoa. I'd be okay with all of that. Don't like the cold weather. I don't like the cold weather either. I know. Lorelai gets bored of the tropics, right? Because it's hot. The Filipinos don't like the heat. So she's like, because we were going to go to St. Thomas and St. Croix, and they're all pretty much the same. They're just little islands out there. They're all pretty much the same. I think they're British colonies, right? So they're all pretty much the same. And she's like, well, that might be kind of boring. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I thought it'd be pretty cool. They say you went to St. Kitts or St. Thomas. But instead, we're going to Jamaica to smoke dope and sing reggae music, I guess. We don't smoke dope, but I like reggae. So we're going to go to Jamaica. I think we're going to take a historical tour. I found one that's low impact. You can go do a little shopping, of course, because it's all about selling you, taking money out of your wallet. But they take you on a historic journey and a nature journey all in a bus or something. Jamie is saying tomorrow is the 15th. I go to my doctor at 7:45 a.m. Technically, I'm due in 15 days after tomorrow, but hopefully they can induce me and let me have it a little early. I had Bruce 10 days. That's good. That's good. You got to listen to the doctor tomorrow. You got to do. If they think you need to be induced and you're okay with that, then by far, go ahead and jump on it. Madeline came 13 days early. All right, so you're going for the early bird special. You're going for the triple, the trifecta early bird special. Very nice. We got to go to the vet tomorrow. I think her appointment is at 9:30. We got to take the dog to the vet for her checkup. I spent $800 on her having her teeth and a bunch of other stuff done a while back. So this is her 2-week checkup. And we got to do that. And then I got to go by the bank and take some cash out in hopes that my lawn mowing guy shows up this week because they got to start mowing the yard. And then the painters are coming tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That's my day tomorrow. I used to live in Florida, and now I call it the waiting room for the day. It is. It is. And I'm going to die. But it does have some. Oh, I think Florida's a great place. I love nature in Florida. I love it, love it, love it. I love exploring Florida. And I am going there to die. It's what I told Lorelai, whether she doesn't like it or not. I don't have that many more years to go. And I would like to live somewhere warmer where I can fish as much as I can the last few years I have. And so I know this. I know this. I do. I know. So take a boat ride around Vancouver Island and then up in the Sunshine Coast. Yeah, I think it'd be great. Maybe we can go to Dennis's house. Everybody knows Dennis, right? He has a mansion. Maybe he'll let us all stay at Dennis. Dennis, maybe if he kicks all the Colombian hotties out, he might have room for us in his house. I don't know. But I do think that'd be cool, Tim. I do. I do. I think that side of Canada would be nice. The other side of Canada, eh, in New York, I have no desire to go back to the East Coast or anything like that. My wife's going to Chicago in June. If you go to Blaine, Washington, you can see Vancouver from the shore. I saw 4th of July fireworks off the water. It was pretty. That's cool. That is cool. Lorelai makes me go watch fireworks every year. If she's not working, I have to go watch them. I get bored. I get bored of fireworks. Yeah. We our minor league baseball team here does fireworks on Friday nights, so that's kind of cool. But I don't know. Everything bores me apparently. I think David is just a big bitchy whiner, you know. But we're going to try to do. Yeah, Lorelai's going to Chicago in June for 4 days, I think. So she might do some live streams from there. She's going to go to some of the tourist spots. She's going to a Cubs baseball game. She's going to go to, I don't know, some skywalk and some other things in Chicago. So, but I'm going to stay home, take care of Lily, and let her go. Her sister is in Chicago and she goes back to the Philippines, her sister, at the end of June. So they're going to hang out for a couple of days in Chicago. But I have no desire to go to Chicago, so I'm not going. Just stay home. But we are going to take some more road trips over the weekends. I am thinking about places where we're going to go. We got to go back to Tulsa. I know that, and do some shopping. I think Dennis lives in the West Coast, West Central. What is that province? The one that wants to succeed from Canada. The one that wants to become part of America. Um, I think he lives there. I don't have to see fireworks this year. I also have a newborn. Yes, you will. Too hot, but Charlie will probably take Bruce 3 blocks down to the state capitol. Yeah, there you go. Watch fireworks at the Capitol's house. Yeah, fireworks. For me, luckily, Tim, and I understand where you're coming from. It's not necessarily for me the fireworks. Uh, it's the chaos with the people. So if I could watch them without people around me, then I'd be okay. I know it's kind of weird. So I don't know. I don't like to be caught off guard, I guess. I don't, yeah. Just go to the governor's house and say, hey, we're here to watch fireworks. Yeah, maybe they'll invite you in for tea. So big hugs to you. Sorry about that, Tim. The lights I have a problem with are small round LED lights, uh, about the size of a pencil eraser. So when I'm somewhere and I have a lot of little light dots set up in grids, that's what triggers or reminds me of my coma. Alberta. I think he lives in Alberta then. But that's the one that wants to come be a part of America because we made America great again. That's the one. That's the one. I do believe so. But he spends a lot of time, flying. I've been tired of seeing and hearing fireworks for a very long time. Yeah, Henry, that's kind of the deal. To me, they're boring. Once you've seen it 20, 30 times, big festivals, you go like, yeah, all right, well, you know, okay. So now all you're doing is saying, okay, well, I'm going to go watch the fireworks. So you're going just to say that you went. It's like, Lorelai's partly going to Chicago to say she went to Chicago. She's partly because she's never been there. She's partly going to a Chicago Cubs game to say that she went to a Chicago's Cubs game. She has no clue about baseball. She doesn't know. She bought a hat and she's got a shirt coming, but she's not a fan of baseball. Her sister probably doesn't know what baseball is. In the beginning, her sister thought the Cubs were the football team. So in the beginning, they thought they were going to watch a football game. And I'm like, no, that's baseball. Football's not started. So they didn't know what they were going to. They just knew they were going to get to go to some big stadium and watch something happen and be able to live stream about it or Facebook about it. It's actually funny that you say that Charlie works for a cleaning company and they went to his mansion to do some work last week. See? See? You should have just said, come on and have tea. So many helpers, they didn't have to do, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, it's just in my mind for kids now. Yeah, it is. It's just, I mean, and he messaged me, he got the governor's state job for cleaning state buildings and everything. And that's cool. That is good. Well, that must have meant he passed the background check and everything like that. So that's good. That is excellent. So yeah, I'm not really into the fireworks, but I don't want to go to Chicago just to say I've been there again. Yeah, I have no desire. I've outgrown that desire to say, hey, I've been there. I have a great desire to go on a cruise ship and eat fresh fruit and cheese and bacon. Yes. And to see other countries. At least say I've been to another country. But no, I'm just excited about the cheese, the bacon, and the fresh fruit. Yeah, background check cleared today, so he's all good to go. See, that's great. That can lead to many, many other doors opening. Opening. I had to have some background clearances done years ago too when I was doing some consulting work for companies. Now I did government work too, and but I had some companies I did consulting work that I found out did background, deep dive background on me that I thought was pretty impressive. So when I found that out, I charged them more. I said, oh, but I don't know about all the government stuff I did. I don't, I was never anybody, just teaching. But well, all right, my friends, it is 9:30 on a Tuesday night. So let me get off of here. I thank everybody for being here. We had a good chat. We got to pick on a troll a little bit and had some fun. And then we put him in permanent timeout. And he'll be crying to his mommy, Mommy, they were mean to me. They were mean to me on the live stream, Mommy. So me, I'm enjoying my new places and seeing new things, not repeating what I've already seen. I agree. I'm the same way. That's why we try to find new places to things and do. That's why, you know, yeah. And sadly for me, I've been around this part of the country so much. I've seen a lot. Jamie, we appreciate you. Henry, appreciate you. Tim, we appreciate you. Pat, everybody still in the house in the background. All of you outstanding people, we appreciate you guys. Take care, and we'll see about coming on tomorrow night or Thursday night for sure. So you guys get some rest or have a good day, whichever it is, and see you all very, very, very soon.